Hello everybody, they call me Muse and I welcome you back to Baldur's Gate 3 with our kind of Honor Mode playthrough. Honor Mode but with hidden dice rolls. So even harder than Honor Mode, perhaps. I have done some respecking of everyone in between the episodes and we've now got a crew. Most of this crew aren't going to be full-timers, so they've got fairly simple, straightforward builds. Astarion, for example. He is just going to be a swordsbard. I'm going to give him a couple of crossbows and he's just going to stand back and blink things. I haven't actually changed anyone's gear since I leveled them up, so that's something that should probably be done, perhaps. Although Lae'zel doesn't need new gear because she is remaining a fighter.
The Imperious Elf's got the red eyes and pale skin of a white, and I'm not convinced he's any more trustworthy.
Take his
Make
place.
Space, and my might is yours.
Yeah, Astarion can stay at home.
Good. Our victory is most certain.
Lae'zel's back on the crew. She is just going to be a fighter. Nothing special, although she's going to mostly rely on archery as her thing. She'll be a battle master, and she might get some use here and there. Shadowheart is still a cleric. She is now a death cleric rather than a trickery one. They both fall under the aegis of Shar, so that seems fair enough to me. And then Gale is actually going to be in the party full time. He's currently a level 2 Tempest cleric, and now he's going to add 10 levels in wizard on top of that. I don't know how amazingly this is going to work out, because this is one of the builds where I've not just more or less directly copied someone else. But we'll see how it goes. I'm not directly copying the Bloody Lady build on Old Mo either. I've already made one change, which is that I'm prioritising strength over dex, but that's partly because this build was originally designed to solo Honor Mode. And she's going to be part of a group, so she's not going to be soloing anything, really. So we can make a few tweaks because of that. One of the other possible tweaks I'll make is that she's going to be aiming for the Shattered Flail before we get too deep into Act 1. And the madness that that can cause if you don't attack things could potentially be a bother with the rest of the party around, but then that could also be funny. So I don't think we're too worried about that. What we will want to do, though, is make sure she's generally got the lowest armour class in the party so that people target her over anyone else. So we'll see what we can do to keep that the case throughout our adventures. Although she'll probably end up with medium armour, just because barbarians don't lose a lot by switching to medium armour. Gale can also switch to medium or potentially even heavy armour. But he's got 14 dex, so medium might be what we go with, but he's versatile. Now we just need to figure out where we're going to go and what we're going to do to get some XP, because as you Honor Mode experts will know, levels 1 to 5 are pretty much the hardest part of the game until you really start to build up some power and, more importantly, some options. So let's see, we could start off with this little scrap over here. I feel like this scrap will generally go well for us. I hope so anyway. The first episode went pretty well. I'm sure this one will too.
You're both twice as tall as me, but have half the bloody backbone.
But we don't know what that thing even is. And what about the crypt?
I'm telling you, it's a ship. And the crypt can wait. Mari and Barton have been trying to break in for days. Now we... Stop! Got ourselves competition already. That's our ship.
Is it now? Think you're fine, not yours. Mine. Leave now.
Well, in that case, come on you lot. No point in getting killed. Second worm gets the cheese and all.
Second mouse gets the cheese, no?
Nobody's getting any damn cheese! Now move it!
It would have been quicker to kill them.
Maybe so. Did we get any XP for that? Yeah, we got 50 XP, which is probably what we would have got roughly for murking them, so I think that's fine. And we know of a good way to group up the buggers downstairs for a bit of a dust up. Who have we got that can throw fireballs at the moment? We've got Shadowheart. Is she the only one? I think so. But it would be a very barbarian thing to run in with our flaming sword and hit a barrel that way.
Thank you, Gimblebuck. Everything all right out there?
Gimblebot ran. Your friends abandoned you.
Yeah. Well, I always were a bit soft. But I've got plenty of friends who ain't soft. Come in here and you can meet them.
You little scouse tyke. We'll come in alright. Not from the angle you're expecting, mind. Hello, friends. Now, how are we looking for initiative? Not outstanding. Have we got any alchemist fire about our person yet? Seems unlikely. We've got Scroll of Burning Hands. We can send that to Gale. Am I about to use a scroll for like one of the 4th or 5th times ever, unless you count summoning Shovel? Maybe. Let's see, can we? Ah, so it's just a big whoosh in front of us, is it? It's not a huge, long-range whoosh either. That's not ideal. I was hoping it would be a different type of spell. So I guess we're not setting everyone on fire this turn. But still, we could use the scroll anyway. I've prepared it now. It's only going to hit a couple of people though, unless I can shuffle even further forward. There we go. Yeah, that sounded pretty effective, all told. Certainly was for that poor bugger. Now what? We're not going to be able to shove this guy. Except we have. But still, we're still facing an attack of opportunity if we move. But he is at the back end of the turn order, so maybe it's fine. You're going to come rushing in. And stand within range of that explosive barrel. That's excellent. It's Barton who might move. But maybe we have to deal with that. So, I kind of don't want to block Shadowheart's path. So maybe we just stand back here and give that guy a crit. That seems like a wonderful idea. Although, yeah, we are going to have to get in, I think, with Mo, because bashing stuff up close is what she does. She can eat an opportunity attack, can't she? Ouch. Possibly not the most stunning idea, but I think I'm okay with it. That sneak attack was painful. Now, Ignis. Okay, Gale was a bit close to the Ignis, but it has softened up their numbers quite considerably. We don't even need to use a spell to heal him, we could just scoop him up off the floor. Come on, Gale, you sausage. And then maybe stand somewhere where you're not going to get shot. Now, Mo, are you able to jump all the way over that fire? What a girl. Can't get close enough to the foe. But there we go. Now, you lot stay there, please. Don't walk in the fire. You can come and join Mo when the fire burns out. Good, they were clever about it. I approve of this. What's our prizes? Bunch of crap. It's going to be mostly crap, isn't it? But it'll sell. And that's the main thing. Oh, another Burning Hand scroll.
A wizard's quite worthless with a tired mind. Sleep beckons, and it would follow.
You've had one fight go. I mean, yeah, it ruined you, but you've had one fight. So I think we'll grab all the food off this table, as we tend to do. And then we'll probably look at putting some better armour on Gale. He doesn't need his dress now that he is a cleric. So, what do we have? You could use something better than a court staff if you did want to hit people. I mean, there's a Tempest cleric, he can use martial weapons. But the main thing is we're worried about armour. Let's sort first of all. That would probably help. So we've got light armour. We do have a suit of ring mail. Puts him up to 16. And he is proficient in it. I feel like medium armour might turn out to be better. I'm not sure. Either way, do we want to give him the Watcher's Guide as well? Maybe. What would medium armour do for him? It's got one lower armour class, so if we were to put it on him... We'll worry about that when we find some more armour, perhaps. Shally can stay as she is with medium armour. Lae'zel can stay with medium armour too. So I guess that's the only real change we need to make at this stage. Maybe give Gale the Watcher's Guide. 0 to 5 damage. He's got very low strength though, so that's part of the problem. If he had a finesse weapon, maybe he would be better off. 3 to 8 damage with the Simi. There we go. Generally speaking, he's not going to be hitting things with melee weapons a lot, but early on he might be. Now, a longsword does better damage than a great club, it seems. Although a great axe would do better damage than a longsword. So, perhaps have that for now, Lae'zel. And we've only got short bows, haven't we? Yep. Okay. Let's have a little rest then. Keep Gale happy, and he can have a potion as well. And because we're in good shape, I think it could be time for the goblin fight. Could be a tricky fight, but we've got a bunch of allies, so that should help. We'll do our usual sneak up the hill, then we'll watch the cutscene that I've seen a dozen times at least at this point, probably more. Must be more, given the amount of times I've restarted.
Open the bloody gate!
Nobody gets in! Zevlor's orders!
That pack of goblins will be on us any second!
What's going on?
Goblins are on our tail! Open the gate, Zevlor, now!
You let goblins here? Where is the druid?
Please! There's no time!
By the 9 hells! Open the gate! Cannon! No!
Shit! Form a line!
Damnable roach! Provoke the blade! And suffer its sting.
Yay! It's Will, everybody. So, what's the plan? A lot of gobbos. I think the plan is hit the nearby gobbos. Yes, that works well. Can we also shove a gobbo? Apparently not. This could be a fight where it's worth using action surge, you know. Well, it didn't really help us because that bugger's still alive. No, it's not. And then we'll get a bit closer to the action. We use reckless attack though, so we are at risk of being beaten up. We'll see how things go. Yeah, take down the Booyag. That seems like a smart move. Now, what can Gale do? He can fire off Sacred Flames, which will miss a lot of things because of their high dex. He could dash, or he could bless. Those are options. Maybe it's worth a bless, this fight. And then if we keep him up here out of trouble, hopefully it'll survive. Eesh.
By sickle and sword.
Don't go for us, you buggers. You've left that one alive, Will. Now, Shaddy. You are a death cleric at this point. Bit of bone chill. Seems positive. Nice.
Scout! Get to the high ground! Raiders! Charge the bastards!
Good job, not bad. Yeah. Good job, Zevlor. Yeah, everyone's going for it. It's like as soon as she reckless attacked, everyone's like, oh, I'm all about that. But the temporary hit points were nice. Yeah. You do a little jumpy hop. No. Yeah, go down and deal with that brawler, please. Lays out. Perfect. Make your way towards the Booyag. Mo can smack that bugger up a bit. I should have raged, probably. There's no harm in hanging on. Well, I can rage once per long rest. Am I going to need it in another fight before a long rest? Maybe is the answer. I don't know. Someone take down that Booyag, please. Gale. Stay out of trouble, mate. But please take out that Booyag. Yeah. Odds were slim. Maybe I should just be using my spell slots in this fight.
Death's close at hand.
Yeah, death is close at hand. That's not generally what we want. Will's using potions on himself rather than giving any to us. This bugbear's still got a lot of health left. So let's get in there and touch it up. And give it a touch of death. Nice. It's almost down. Now Mo needs healing.
I'll bleed every last one of you!
Yeah, this dude, Zakrug, is not doing a great job. All told. Zevlor hits someone, good. Oh. Now this guy is almost down, but this Booyag also needs to get smacked. 1 HP, come on Lae'zel. Bugbear gets to go before Shaddy, so probably best to smack it about. We should really rush into the combat, but maybe it's not wise with our HP as it is. Nice. Good job. Now, again, 40% chance, so Gale's probably missing with this. Yep. We can live with that. This guy's getting a bee singing. He's done barely any damage to anyone so far. If indeed any damage. So smacking him about the head and neck. Spells that probably miss is fine. Oh, he hit someone. Well done, Zakrug. Warg is going to attack the guy who's on full health again. Fantastic. And we've got this in the bag, really. Hooray.
That was the last of them. Inside! All of you! More may follow! Open the gate!
Hooray. Everyone's leveled up again.
Damn them.
We will come inside once we've looted everyone. They're not even waiting for us. They've just shut the gate again. I call that rude.
There are children here, you fool! We was running for our lives. You led them straight to us, and you let them take the druid too? Unbelievable!
We are not going to put up with this. One fight has just ended, now you're picking another. No. Relax. That's an order.
Tell that to the dead at the gate.
Shut it, Horns! I'd be lying dead next to the goblins if you'd stalled any longer.
My duty is to this camp.
Oh, God forbid you risk your precious tail. But I shouldn't be surprised. Foulbloods ain't known for courage.
You see the tiefling's jaw clench. He's about to erupt.
Yeah, we're not putting up with racism from this dude. Or maybe we are. We're going to miss now and look like an idiot. Or are we? I don't think we need to spend an inspiration knocking a racist on his butt, but we're doing it anyway. That's an even worse roll. That's better.
That's that, I suppose.
Yeah, it is.
Goblins have found us. No doubt the beasts will be back. We need to pack up and leave. Immediately.
For once.
I wonder if we can go and speak to him at this point.
First I damn near die at the hands of goblins. Then I get sucker punched by a bloody half-breed.
Do you want another punch?
I'm done with this hellhole.
Good. Fuck off.
Those two must have history.
That was
Yes.
close.
It's a good thing we...
You acted quickly. I'm just sorry I didn't get there first. Thank you for your help out there. I'm Zevlor.
I'm Moven Gerger Jones. You can call me Mo.
Well met. I should warn you, visitors are no longer welcome in this grove. Whatever your business, I'd see to it quickly. The druids are forcing everyone out. This attack will only strengthen their resolve.
I had no quarrel with druids.
There have been several attacks by different monsters. The druids blame us outsiders for drawing them here. Nobody's welcome anymore. They've started a ritual to cut the grove off from the world outside. We can't stay, but we'll be slaughtered if we leave. We're no fighters.
This ritual, is there no way to convince the druids to stop it?
I've tried. Korga, their new first druid, won't even see me. You, though? I know it's not your business, but she owes you for saving this place. Perhaps you could persuade her. For more time to prepare, if nothing else.
Yes, we do need to speak to Korga. We'll do what we can.
I think you should. Yes. No harm in trying the diplomatic route.
We'd owe you a great debt. If we're forced to leave now, we won't make it to the city. You'll find the druids at the heart of the grove. Please, make them see sense before more lives are lost.
We'll do what we can, friend. After we level up, of course. Level 3 gives us a subclass. In our case, it gives us Wild Heart. We'll be attuned with nature and its beasts. Which means we get a bestial heart. And we can talk to animal friends. Let's see which one we might want. I believe we're going to be a tiger barbarian. We are going to empower our leaps with our rage. And we're also going to be able to cleave and bleed up to 3 different dudes at once. That seems like a wonderful idea. And we get some piercings from it as well. What do we get? Nose piercings that look pretty cool. Yeah. Gale, you are not going to be taking a 3rd level in Cleric. No, no, no. You're going back to your wizardly ways. Yeah. And that gives us cantrips. Which cantrips might we require? We don't need any specific ones for our build, I don't believe. We are a spell slinger, so we definitely don't need Booming Blade. Friends can cause trouble in higher difficulty modes, according to that tooltip. I don't know exactly how that works, but I'm not a fan of it, so we'll steer clear of that. Shocking Grasp could be useful if we get surrounded. Don't think we need Mage Hand. Minor Illusion will be useful down the line at some point. So maybe we'll take it now before I forget. And then we can select a bunch of spells. Magic Missile, for sure. Longstrider would be nice. Chromatic Orb would be good. For thunder damage. Or lightning damage. We've already got Fog. So we don't need that. We've already got Thunder Wave, but that's going to be a Thunder Wave which relies on our Wisdom stat rather than our Int stat. So I think we'll take it again, just so we've got an Int version of it. We'll take Shield, because that's just generally a useful spell to have around. Grease, bit of control might be handy. Only having 4 slots available to us is sad times. So we're not even going to use Thunder Wave right now. Do we really need Shield if we're wearing good armour? We will see. Shaddy is just going to be continuing to cleric it up. And Lae'zel is going to be a Battle Master with 3 manoeuvres. So I've never really played Battle Masters very much, but I was having a brief look at their manoeuvres earlier. Disarming attack and trip attack seem like good bets. Because she's going to be doing ranged stuff, mostly. Pushing attack. Could be fun. And all 3 of these can be used at range. Wonderful. Now let's sneak around this way and up rather than climbing the ladder. Because it's a bit quicker, you see. But before we continue sneaking around this way, maybe we'll do some long striding. Now, let's just march up the hill and see about this bugbear assassin. That's a fight we should be able to win. 4 on 1 and it's surprised for a round. We've all got initiative over it. So even if we can't hit it this turn, we should be good. Although we can hit it with Lae'zel. In theory. Can Mo reach?
Think you can take me on?
She can. That's good damage.
Need to act fast.
Shaddy, you want to act fast? Do you? Bone chill that mother. Oof. We like crits.
On my way.
We like crits when we're doing crits, I should say. We don't like receiving crits. But bam. That was some good crit-filled fighting. Let's give that new Morning Star that we've just acquired to Shaddy, just in case. Now, Nadira.
You have good timing. Never been much of a fighter, so wrestling a bugbear would have gone poorly. But you're not here for heroics, are you? Avernus's stench is all over your skin. Let me guess. Your devil mistress sent you to get her soul coin back. Too bad. I earned it, fair and square.
You've lost me.
You almost seem honest. Care to explain why you reek of the hells?
It's a long story involving tadpoles and imps. And, oh, you just don't even want to get started with how long the story is.
Well, that's quite the story. And I thought I was doomed. Now I feel sorry for you. Here. Take this. It's worth a fortune. But a fortune's not worth much if you're dead. Consider it payment for saving my life.
Thanks, pal. What exactly is this coin?
It's a soul wrapped up in a terrible iron package. Don't ask whose, because I don't know. I hope it brings you better luck than it has me.
I mean, you've got decent luck. It brought me to your door. Resaved the day. Oh, what a cute squirrel. Let's admire it from afar. And then go about our business. Anything in these crates to worry about? Ooh. Garlic. Let's prank Astarion by putting it in his bed. We should probably speak to our trader friend at this point. But none of the crew really have that high charisma. So maybe we should go and find a friend who is a bit more eloquent than we are.
Go on. Give me a best shot. Not bad. Again.
Get spanked, kid.
I can't do it. I'm not like you.
Umi, I don't need you to be like me. You just have to buy enough time to run. Come on. I believe in you. You can do this.
It's good advice, child. You do well to listen. Although, to be honest, I feel like Astarion would be a better teacher, because he would teach them how to just knife people in the kidneys and then scuttle away. And that might be what they need to survive.
You're on the right path, Umi. Go on now. Practice what you've learned. Well met. The blade of frontiers at your...
The man's smile bends downward, and his thoughts become yours. You are the blade of frontiers racing through the wastes of Avernus. Just ahead, a diabolical figure, red skin, single curled horn, blazes with flame, bloodied great axe held high.
Hell's great fires.
You were on the ship.
Yeah, we were. And we both carry parasites.
Doomed to shed our skin and become a lithid, or so the stories go. But we haven't sprouted any tentacles. Not yet, anyway. Could just be good luck. I'm not so...
Your minds collide once more. Will chases the fiend ignited with rancor. She is an infernal war devil. A threat to the living. Evil incarnate.
Shit! You saw her. Advocatus Diaboli.
I'm sure she's fine. Who is she, though?
Her name is Karlach. An archdevil soldier I swore on my good eye to kill. I tracked her through the hells to the Mindflayer ship, but the damned Illithids infected me before I could end her. She's out there now, preying on the innocent. I don't kill her, she'll leave behind nothing but a trail of corpses.
Well, I'm looking to cure this infection, so I suggest we partner up.
Just so you know, my first duty is Karlach. I'm oath-bound to go after her, but I won't deny this infection is bothersome. I accept your invitation.
Yay.
I'm up for the challenge. You've just got to make a little space.
We do, don't we? Lae'zel will head back to camp.
Until later, then.
Yay.
I like how you think.
The famous Blade of Frontiers in the flesh. Clever, this hero act you've got going.
Hero, Blade. Name strangers gave me. My friends call me Will.
Excellent. If we ever become friends, I'll know what to call you.
Sass.
Look who's here.
Now we do need to pop back to camp to give him a bit of a respect. We are remaining a warlock, but a slightly different one. Oh, and Withers wants to tell us about hirelings, but I don't think we need to worry about that. I've got no plans for hirelings in this series unless things go horribly wrong and everyone dies. Now then, Will. We remain a warlock, but we are no longer the Fiend. We are now the Hexblade. We will take Booming Blade and an Eldritch Blast. We are going to be mostly a melee Hexblader, I feel. So Shield might be useful. Wrathful Smite is definitely useful. And then the main reason we're respecking is just so we can tidy up stats a bit. So 16 Charisma, 16 Constitution, 14 Dex for our medium armor. 4 points left to spend. Maybe a bit of Wisdom, a bit of Strength. Maybe. Although, maybe 17 Charisma. In case we can get a single extra point of it down the line. Because no one else on the team, so far at least, has an odd stat like that. And I don't think they will do either. And then maybe a bit of Strength just for a bit more jumping. Yeah. I'm satisfied with that. What do we want here? We don't necessarily need Intimidation, because although he could be the face of the party, we don't necessarily want high Charisma to solve all of our problems. Maybe we instead give him Nature or Investigation. Yeah, we'll go with Investigation, because why not? At level 2, we will... Let's see, we can learn a new spell, so we will learn... I don't really know. Armor of Agathis? Could be useful. But then how often are we going to be using it over the other spells that we've already got? Yeah, why not? Let's take it. And then for our Eldritch Invocations, we're not going to be relying on Eldritch Blast, because we're going to be up close and personal. But with that said, Agonizing Blast is probably useful. And then I think Devil's Sight. Being able to see normally in darkness, even if it's magical darkness, is probably going to be useful at some point. And at level 3 we gain a Pact Boon. And because we're going for melee attacks, Pact of the Blade seems useful, one would think. It'll give us an extra attack at level 5. Spells. More smites. I think we're going to be smiting things a lot. Could take Shadow Blade. Never use Shadow Blade on anyone. 2 to 16 psychic damage. There's not a lot that resists psychic damage. Maybe down the line we'll switch to a different weapon, but maybe we do want Shadow Blade for now, just so I can see what it's all about. Everyone raves that it's overpowered AF. But we will see.
Is life but a waking death, or doth it serve some other purpose?
That's an interesting question, Bone Friend. Right, we've only got light armor. We are allowed medium as a Hexblade. But we don't actually have any about our person. So maybe we deal with that. So step 1 is probably speak to the vendor at this point. Although, yeah, we should speak to this lot as well.
Hells! We can't just leave. They're kin!
I'll not gamble our lives, our futures, on people who are as good as dead. We must leave for Baldur's Gate at once.
Can we all just take a moment, please?
What's the point in blades and spells if we don't bloody use them? We should stay. These people aren't fighters. We can help.
Or yell louder. That's fine too.
Yeah, that works. I like Leah. You all should stay. Even a single blade could make the difference. Although with that sort of roll, blimey.
Thank you. It's the right thing to do, and you know it.
She's right, Roland. We're better than this.
Zergan. Fine, I'll stay too. Lest you both end up with your throat slit by Goblin Blade.
Thank you, Roland.
Thank you, Roland. Now then, Aaron. We're probably not going to be pickpocketing you in this playthrough. You'll be delighted to hear. What are you selling, my man?
Just some bits and bobs I no longer need.
Wonderful. We also have bits and bobs, in fact. I've just recently learned that you can, like, hold shift to select a whole bunch of items at once and sell them. So, that's amazing. Look at that. Cleared out a whole bunch of guff. Now, do you have anything we want to purchase? Orange dye, ocean dye, purple dye. Ooh. The gloves of missile snaring might be nice. The ring of flinging. We're not really flinging things on any of the team. Spell thief's not amazing. You've got some armor that could be useful. But maybe we'll go and see what Dammon has to offer as well. So maybe we'll just leave you be for now. Sea green dye, orange dye, ocean dye, muddy red, and blue. Safeguard shield though. We like that shield. What else might we require? We've got 680 gold, which is not a huge amount. Do we need any other Burning Hands scrolls? Probably not. Do we need protection from evil and good? Someone's already got that. I think Gale's already got that as part of his cleric outfit. And do we need it? Really? Gloves of power we should probably hang on to. So what have we got? We've got chain shirt, +1. We've got the hunting short bow, which gives us advantage against monstrosities. That's also kind of cool. I'd say our priority right now is 2 more suits of medium armor. So we'll buy the chain shirt +1, and we'll go back and see if Aaron has got another that's worth buying. We've got some hide armor. There we go, there's another chain shirt +1. We'll purchase that. Leaves us 200 and odd gold. Which means we could purchase some dyes. Oh, we've bought the whole lot. Maybe that's fine. We'll buy a few ocean dyes. Go on then, we'll buy some orange dyes. And sea green as well. There we go, we've got dyes for everyone. Although, Shani's not on the team for long, so maybe we won't bother dyeing her clothes. We'll give all the dyes to Mo. We probably want to take most of our stuff away from Mo though. Will, you can have that shield for now to keep Mo as the lowest armor class. Although actually, medium armor will do that anyway. So when we get a decent one-hander, we might replace the Everburn blade. Let's see, so 16 armor for Gale. Does increase to 18 if we take him out of the heavy armor and give him medium. That's good. Now, yeah, there is going to be a chance if we're using the Shattered Flail of Mo just going mad and just wildly attacking fools left and right. So because of that, we don't want her to have like all the potions and things about her person. We'll keep on top of her inventory. She can hold armor and weapons. Gale can hold scrolls and potions. Oh, we've got the soul coins that we could sell as well. That's kind of cool. Do we actually sell the soul coins and buy another suit of armor? Just so that we can get Mo's armor class up at least a little bit. Yeah, the Hedge Wanderer armor is better than nothing. So is the leather helmet, to be honest. But we appear to have 1 coin left in the bank. We could sell this ring mail in exchange for the helmet. Why not? No, Hedge Wanderer. Yeah, we're up to 15 armor class. That's better. We like this. And who else wants a helmet? Maybe Gale can have one. So, purple dye. Yeah, purple dye for Mo. Sea green dye for Shaddy, I think. It's just about... There it is. Oh, that's quite nice. We like that. Orange dye for Gale. And then ocean dye. Yeah, we'll save the Drake General. We'll give ocean dye to Will. Cool. Now we're all styling and or profiling. With that important business out of the way, we can now go about the rest of our business, I think.
Oh, the waiting's getting to me.
Where is our fourth crew member?
We could at least make a run for it.
Shadowheart. Why are you here? What the heck? Come and join your friends. No one seems to have noticed the loot in this haystack, unfortunately. Hungry ox?
Be gone. I am hungry.
Yeah, that makes sense. Bored ox.
Another one.
What are you under there then?
Ant. Or ox.
Maybe I'm an ox too.
You have the smell, but I do not think so. You are not like the keepers here. They become birds, to hunt on the wing. Bears to tear flesh with teeth. But for me, only oxen, only same old hay. And I cannot even eat it, because the horned ones hide their shiny bits inside.
Go on. The tieflings put something in your hay?
Hiding things. Thinking they're clever. Not clever. Sometimes I eat the shiny bits, and they have to go looking for them on the other end.
Well, that's kind of amusing. Maybe we will take these shiny bits and then you can eat your hay in peace. Thanks, friend.
I swear that ox's gaze is following me.
Yes, we've also got Strange Ox, but we won't worry about him for now. Okay, there's no Zoru here. Presumably because there's no Lae'zel. Oh wait, no, he's over there now. Okay. But what's going on here?
You ain't gonna shoot me. Your hands are shaking.
Put it down. She can't fight back.
That's the point. Get out of the way!
She didn't kill your brother, Arca. You're better than this.
Your mind wanders. If the crossbow bolt shot through her mouth, would she taste the metal before she died?
Shoot before you lose your nerve, Tiefling. If you ever had it to begin with.
I don't want this poor goblin to be tasting crossbow bolt.
Looks like the Absolute sent me a protector. You gonna kill her too?
You! Move!
Take your shot. Go on. Oh dear. I hope she doesn't actually shoot us.
You want to die for this stupid goblin? Fine.
Oh god. She did shoot us after all. I mean, she missed, but she shot us. That's just rude. And now Memnos is aggro as well. Well. I suppose at this time like this, we could switch to non-lethal attacks. We'll non-lethally smack her in the head with a burning sword. Now, Gale, can you non-lethally do anything? I suppose you're not going to kill Memnos if you throw like a firebolt at him. And then Will. Can't get close enough to do any damage, sadly, unless we do a little hop. Will that get us into range? Alas, no. Not quite. But again, we could Eldritch Blast. We gave ourselves disadvantage by moving in first, but that's fine. So let's continue to potentially be non-lethal.
Battle favors the fearless.
Although, given the way we're missing everyone, then yeah, we are being non-lethal, really. This fight's not going well. There we go. Get knocked out, son. Ah, because I've got 14 HP left, so could probably survive a firebolt. Yeah. And then, yeah, again, we're not going to get into range on Will. She's doing well with those shoves. Where's she going?
Moving.
She's kind of in range of one more attack now, so...
You made a grave mistake.
Well, we missed.
You're gonna be sorry, every last one of you.
Yeah, you just keep taunting, Sazza. Can't quite reach that bugger. So we take another bloody crossbow bolt. And now, let's see. Can't even reach the bugger now. Gale. Get out of the way. Good lad. And then Will. Lovely. We lost a fair amount of attitude. But maybe that's fine.
Believe it or not, but I witnessed a similar standoff back at the Yawning Portal.
Did you now?
Of course, an establishment like that invites all sorts of outlandish entertainments.
I'm sure it does. What was the standoff about?
Oh, a drow, a dragonborn, and a cleric of Cyric walk into a bar. Your standard fare. Maybe someone was cheating at cards. Maybe it was some weird lover's quarrel. In any case, out came the crossbow, and a hush fell over the entire room.
What happened next?
I stood up and yelled, "Shadow Dark Ale for everyone!" The crowd cheered. The tension drained into 6 tankards, and soon all was well again. In a place like the Yawning Portal, the most powerful magic is calling for a round of drinks. Mind you, all I did was call for ale, but you went and stood in front of that crossbow. Ah, drink to that.
Yay. Gale likes us. 60 pints of Shadow Dark Ale. That's got to have cost him a lot of cash.
Better than nothing.
Gonna use up another of our rests.
I'm gonna bite the heads off your kids, and your birdies, and your dogs.
Good for you, Sazza, but you can bite the heads off our kids, birdies and dogs next time. Until then, thanks for watching, friends.